So this morning after that nice brekkie, we went to two piazzas, two squares, Navona and also the Compo dei Fiori, which was nice. They were just setting up all the flowers. From there we walked to the Vatican, and we just did that 3-hour tour, and then about 1.6k, 1 mile walk to the Spanish Steps, which are just behind me. Better drink up. As I always say, rehydration, very, very important. You don't want to dehydrate. So this afternoon I'm just going to, I guess, chill around and get lost in some of the laneways. Near the hotel there's a nice little spot. I wouldn't mind having a cold one. And tonight we'll head over to Trastavere, which is a really, I don't know, trendy, young. I'll try and fit in. But it's a nice place to get some food. Very atmospheric, Trastavere. So we'll walk over there because it's not far from the hotel. In the hotel, having a breakfast. It's nice. It's nice, and it's right in the historical centre of Rome. Great location, walking distance to Trevi Fountain and Pantheon. Colosseum, 1.6 kilometres, so 1 mile away. So it's all very, very close. Very walkable. Comfy shoes is a must. All right, I'm going to have some breakfast. Look, the buffet brekkie is quite nice, and the hotel at €140 a night. Hey, it's not too bad, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to get the map out again and just show you the visual of where I'm going to go today. Right, let's get the trusty map out. Day 2 here in Rome, our hotel situated just here. So I'm going to walk to Piazza Navona, and that is found just here. From there, the second piazza is Piazza Compo dei Fiori. So it's just back down there. And then it's time to head to the Vatican City. And we can cross this bridge here. And look, the Vatican City is pretty significant, isn't it? It has its own little section on the map. So we virtually cross that bridge, come in from this side, and the entrance to the Vatican City or museum is over here, and that's where all of the tour groups will meet too. All tours are completed at St. Peter's Basilica, so that's just here. So you end up coming out into the Piazza San Pietro or the St. Peter's Square. From there we just head back towards the river. So the Vatican City, Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Basilica tour takes about 3 hours. So from there we walk back across the river, and this is the course I took. I actually diverted, came over this bridge, and from there marvelled at the Castel Angelo. Walked along the river. It was beautiful too. Have a look at the later videos that I'll show you, and then all the way along this street here. This area, some lovely shopping, but it takes us up to the Spanish Steps, and that was a lovely hour or so I had there, sitting up on a rooftop bar, just soaking in the atmosphere. Now, leaving the Spanish Steps, I just ambled my way back towards the hotel. I can't actually remember the exact course, but the evening meal is in an area called Trastavere, and if your hotel is anywhere within this vicinity, it's a very quick walk across. Lovely island to have a look at. It's so photogenic there. And Trastavere, in that area, you'll find some lovely little eateries. That's guaranteed. And by the way, about 20,000 steps. Right, day 2 here in Rome, and there's the hotel behind me, Hotel Smeraldo. So it's right in the historical centre of Rome. It's quite handy to all the main attractions, so that's something to definitely try and plan for. So I'm on my way to Vatican City for a guided tour, beach line ticket, which are a must. So I'm going to walk via two piazzas, Piazza Navona and Piazza Compo di Fiori. Okay, so let's go. What a lovely little laneway, by the way. Very cute, isn't it? Okay, I'll just give you the full 360. And it's a great time to be out too. And here we are, arriving at Piazza Navona. This is a beautiful piazza or square. The old carousel reminds me of the Repubblica at Florence. Now, it's quite early in the morning, about 20 to 8. And what is missing? The crowds, of course. So this is the advantage of getting up early and doing some sightseeing, minus the crowds. Now, this piazza has origins dating back to the 1st century AD, and it was really a place for athletic competition. I wonder what sort of events that were carried out back in the day. And then it really had a makeover in the 17th century, and it's got a real Baroque feel to it, hasn't it, with the fountains. And obviously lots of markets and stalls. They'll open about 9 a.m. this morning. Street entertainers are very popular here too. And have a look at this one from last year. My daughter talked me into embarrassing myself. No, it was a bit of fun actually. So if I get a chance, I'll pop back in here later today just to show you a comparison. And look, here we are later in the day. Now there's another piazza very, very close by, Campo di Fiori, Field of Flowers. So I'm going to go there next. So I've arrived at Campo di Fiori. A marketplace for flowers, fresh fruit and veg. They're all just setting up. It's nice and early. Now there's a story to this statue, and it relates to a ghostly night tour I did last year. His ghost still resides in this area of Rome. So Campo di Fiori, it's a good place to find a meal, to get some local produce, freshly cut flowers, a little bit of alcohol, limoncello, and all different types of flavours. They're very colourful, isn't it? The bars are all opening up for the early morning coffee, pastries. Get here nice and early, get some fresh fruit. Lovely morning here in Rome, by the way. 12 to 18 degrees Celsius, would you believe? In Fahrenheit, mid 50s to mid 60s. For winter, it's crazy, isn't it? Now behind me, the Tiber River. I'll just pan a little bit to my right, and we see that large building there, the Castel Angelo, a 2nd century building built by Emperor Hadrian for himself, his burial mausoleum. Self-indulgent? Hey, I guess an emperor can do what he wants, can't he? Anyway, after his death, the following century, it was turned into a fortress and remained a fortress for quite some time, and then linked fortress a prison. So it's had many layers. And then during the Renaissance, it became apartments for the Pope, papal apartments. Today, it's now a museum. So this building has had many, many layers, coinciding with the history of Rome, I guess. Now, I better continue on my way towards the Vatican City. Now, you saw at the Pantheon yesterday, didn't you? 2 long lines. The middle line, however, was empty, and that line was reserved for a Beacher line entry ticket. So I walked straight in. People had been lining up for an hour or so. You just can't afford to lose that time whilst you're travelling and on holiday and wanting to see as much as you can. Right, so I've just finished a grand tour of Vatican City, Sistine Chapel and the St. Peter's Basilica behind me. And look, it was great. I booked the tour with TripAdvisor and I met them about 3 hours ago. It was a wonderful tour, by the way. Now, have a look at the footage. I put together a little summary of what you can expect inside once you enter the Vatican City. Now, look at this line that runs along the wall of the Vatican City. The wall that Tom Cruise ran up, by the way. Have a look at it. They're all lining up to get into the Vatican City. I'm going to walk up and meet my tour group with a beat the line pass and go in with my tour guide. A beat the line ticket. Why wouldn't you? Do a little bit of preparation and save yourself so much time. Have a look at that. Okay, so there's the old entrance to Vatican City and the new entrance straight ahead. So presently we're in Italy and we're about to enter a new independent city state, the Vatican City. So here we are inside the Vatican City now. Security check all done. Vatican City, Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Basilica. It's one of the most revered and visited places in the world. And within the Sistine Chapel, built between 1473 and 1481, are Michelangelo's paintings and frescoes, which are considered to be some of the most famous frescoes in the art world. A tour guide will point out all the finer details. Now, if you're touring on your own, however, make sure you do some research so you can truly appreciate what was created within. And did you know, as pointed out by our tour guide, Biagio, the secretary to the Pope at the time, is widely known for his negative reaction to the figures presented by Michelangelo in his fresco The Last Supper in the Sistine Chapel. In response, Michelangelo worked Biagio's face into the scene, as shown in the far bottom right corner of the fresco. Biagio is shown with donkey ears, indicating foolishness. He is also seen with a coiled snake biting his private parts. Moral of the story? Criticise Michelangelo at your peril. The Vatican Museums are the public museums of the Vatican City. They display works from the immense collection amassed by the Catholic Church and the papacy throughout the centuries, including several of the most well-known Roman sculptures and many of the most important masterpieces from the Renaissance art world. The museum currently displays about 20,000 pieces of art. Okay, so coming up to the Sistine Chapel, obviously no chance of filming. St. Peter's Basilica, one of the holiest sites of Christianity and Catholic tradition. A visit to St. Peter's Basilica is free, but you should expect long queues of about 2 hours. Consequently, I recommend you book a guided tour. Reserve your tour with a fixed entry time. It's going to save your precious time when travelling throughout Rome. Michelangelo's Pieta. Let's have a closer look. Michelangelo was just 23 years of age. The Pieta is one of the greatest works of art ever created. Now, I'm off to the Spanish Steps via Castel Angelo. Andiamo, let's go. St. Peter's Basilica. So I'm walking from there to the Spanish Steps. It's about 1.6 kilometres, about a mile. The Castel Angelo. There we go, look at it there. That's just another option for you, isn't it? Hop on, hop off. Save your legs a little bit. I do enjoy my walking, and when the weather's so nice, why not? Look at that view, the Tiber River. So directly ahead is the Basilica Trinita dei Monti. We climb up to that basilica by using the Spanish steps, curved, terraced. It's just a great meeting place, very scenic, atmospheric. I can actually see a Christmas tree still set up there, so I'm looking forward to getting into that area. And for me, it's time to recharge a bit with some refreshments, something to eat, something to drink, because I'm a little bit parched. So right behind me, the Spanish Steps. Let's go up, check it out. Now look, it's a great place to get some refreshments, as I said I would. So I'm at a lovely little rooftop bar / restaurant called Il Palazzetto, and it's overlooking the Trinita dei Monti, which has the Spanish Steps leading up to it. Okay, as I said, refreshment time. I can't believe the weather. Look, it's winter here, t-shirt on. Now, today it's been pretty solid, but it's just after 1 p.m. I'm just about done. Yesterday, I hit the ground running. Midday, got on the train, and I was non-stop really, fitting in a lot of stuff. By the time the Colosseum finished and I walked home, it wasn't far off 8 p.m. Okay, you know when you think you've ordered too much? Well, I think I've ordered too much. So this afternoon I'm just going to, I guess, chill around and get lost in some of the laneways. Near the hotel there's a nice little spot. I wouldn't mind having a cold one. And tonight we'll head over to Trastavere. So that little rooftop bar restaurant I was just at, see the waiter cleaning up the table? That was my spot there. Hey, that was nice. Sometimes you've got to treat yourself, and I just did, but you also need to make time with your travelling to smell the roses. So I had a big sniff there, that's for sure. What a beautiful day here in Rome. Look, you're not allowed to sit down on the steps, so the Polizia are enforcing the law. They're blowing the whistles, but they help the people up, see that? It's a lovely spot, and as I said, it's very atmospheric. I'm sure you agree. People here just enjoying themselves. It's just lovely, isn't it? So right now I'm crossing the Tiber, heading over to Trastavere to get something to eat, something to drink. That island out here, it just looks amazing. Have a look at this. Trastavere is just a short walk across the Tiber River from Compo di Fiori. With its appealing old world vibes, cobbled streets filled with shops, bars and restaurants, Trastavere is a fascinating place to explore. Home to some of the best hidden gems of Rome and some of the city's coolest bars and restaurants. With lots of places to eat and drink, whether it be day or night, this is a recommendation for sure from me. Right, so I've settled in here at Trastavere. I've got a table, got a spritz in hand, and I'll probably have spaghetti carbonara tonight. It's pretty typical, a very typical dish from Rome. Okay, so here's that spaghetti carbonara. I know I should have a white, but I couldn't help myself. The cabs over there. Trastavere is a pretty cool place. There's a lot of street food and cheap options, and certainly it's a great spot for you to come looking for a meal, regardless of how many nights you're here in Rome. Speaking of how many nights, I think 3 at least. 2 days or a day and a half, I've done 2 nights here. I can do it, but I know that I've been here before, so I know the landmarks and where I'm going and so on. But if it's your first time here, you don't want to be rushing around too much, do you? So 3 full days would be fantastic for you. Okay, Friday night here in Florence. Rome, upon reflection, it's a great city to visit, and as I said, you do really need, I think, 3 days to see things comfortably. Christmas decorations, I think they're about to be taken down, probably in the next week or so. They're just beautiful here in Florence, and this is Via de Tornabuoni, the fashion street of Florence, and the apartment I live in is just about 200 metres forward of me here. Now, I hope you enjoyed part 2 of my Rome exploration. As always, thumbs up and share, subscribe, bell notifications on. I hope you did enjoy my 2 episodes on Rome, and feel free to send me a message with any questions that you may have. Otherwise, I'll see you next episode. Ciao.